Thank you very much, Mr. Prem Bahl, Chairman of the Exhibitions India Group. Your Excellency, Mr. Harald Sandberg, Ambassador from the Embassy of Sweden. Your Excellency, Mr. Chung Kwang Tien, Ambassador to India from the Embassy of Taiwan. Mr. Ravinder Pal Singh, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, distinguished excellencies from other embassies. Young friends, boys and girls that I see in good measure turned up today, very smartly. I was particularly interested in coming and meeting all of you today, since I saw the day's program and I saw the day's proceedings, because I personally wish to be educated about really what is a smart city or a smart town or a smart village. To my mind, I am still not very clear. And we've been receiving several presentations, we've been receiving several schools of thought, very fancy words, Internet of Things and this and that. But really, in the Indian context, have we been able to contextualize, make it a practical, doable, affordable, smart city concept which can be deliberated, discussed, and then implemented? Why I raise this issue is because India has certain challenges, but India, in those challenges, offers those big opportunities. I don't think there's any comparable economy in the world with the demographic dividend that India has, with the skilled manpower and enthusiastic youth looking for a better quality of life for the next generation. And that presents the huge market opportunity of 1 billion aspiring human beings, aspiring for a better quality of life, aspiring to become self-sufficient, aspiring for happiness. And in that context, the smart cities or the smart towns, villages, all that we are trying to work on will have to be done very smartly also. After all, it may be a great idea to have sensors. I was going through this show daily just now. Some very brilliant ideas have been articulated in this. But over the years, since they have been used in very small numbers, the value proposition for India gets lost. So if we were to talk, let's say in Delhi, very often I get proposals that let's do a pilot in 3 streets of Delhi with LED street lights. If I was to do that pilot's results will always show a failure. Because 3 streets, you'll buy them at a particular price point, and by the time they'll be implemented, you'd have lost a year or so because you'll have to tender or run a process to acquire it, whether you do 1,000 or you do 1 million or you do 100 million. The processes will be the same of going through a progressive implementation of the program. What we need to do is look at how economies of scale and a faster ramp-up of those ideas, which can really work for the benefit of the people of India, can be done so that there's a visibility of what this smart city is going to be all about. Let me articulate with an example. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is a very, very important program of the and possibly lead to accidents. So I think contextualizing smart cities to the Indian context, you could possibly have it in Chandigarh. You could possibly have it in Pune. But I suspect you can't have it in Mumbai and Delhi. Otherwise, like my colleague Babul Supriyo met with an accident. Of course, I think that was on a motorcycle, not on a bicycle. But clearly, I'm not so sure, except Lutyens, Delhi, we are as yet ready. Has somebody gone to Daryaganj? Can you imagine a cycling setup over there? So we'll have to contextualize what should be planned to each city in the Indian context, do it smartly, plan it to scale. These dustbins, for example, I'm leaving behind an open offer to all of you. Please consider developing this or offering it from wherever in the world or tying up. We can look at nothing less than 10 million dustbins if this can be done smartly. and ideally, as the gentleman rightly points out, it should be made in India, then I personally believe this dustbin also can be made for under 500 Indian rupees. And once you make it for $6 or $7, then it becomes practical to imagine we can have 10 million dustbins all over the country. And when you do it with a set of 3, so that you have the recyclable waste, the plastic and bottles, and the biodegradable waste separately, like it should be in any smart context, it can become the game changer not only to the Swachhata program, not only to the Make in India program, not only to the solar revolution that we are doing, not only to the digital revolution that we are working on, but become the enabler for a smarter city, the seed of a smarter city. And ladies and gentlemen, in that context, you will appreciate the various programs of the Government of India initiated so far are not separate programs, are not just thrown out because one fine day we thought of Swachhata and another fine day we thought of expanding solar to the world's largest program, or another day we thought that we'll improve the digital age, we'll connect with the digital age, ramp it up quickly. It's because all of these programs have been well thought out to weave into one song, just like the keys of a piano maybe. And when every key comes into place, that's when we're going to really see beautiful music in this country. Thank you very much.
All your exhibition, I'm sure there will be different kinds of